everyone. I wanted to do a video to talk about what kind of books are appropriate to have in the classroom or to be reading with infants and toddlers, and kind of what kind of material books you're looking for that you want to have in, and maybe kind of the content of books and maybe the length and how long they should be. So for younger infants, those 0 to 3, 3 to 6 month old babies, it's more of you reading to the infant. And there's a couple videos that you're going to be watching about what that looks like, of how to read to an infant. But there's going to be more interaction of the baby looking at you versus looking at the illustrations and at the book. And that's okay, because at this point it's all about the verbal piece of it, the communication piece. The baby listening to your voice, versus looking at the illustrations and the pictures in the book. So choosing books that are like soothing, it could be any books, like song books, like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, that you could be reading to them, that goes with music. That's perfect for 0 to 3 and 3 to 6. As babies become a little bit more mobile or able to sit up on their own is when they're going to be having more interactions individually or maybe parallel with you with stories. So books that you kind of want to have on your bookshelf for 6 to 9 months. There's a list of books on Blackboard as well. But those are going to be kind of books that, or what we call board books. So those are kind of books like what I'm holding up now that are thicker. They're more with cardboard, hence why they're called board books. Because the babies at this point are really interested in putting things in their mouth. They're teething, so everything's teething, so everything's going to go into their mouths. So you want books that'll be okay for them to have in their mouths. You want shorter books, smaller books that their hands can hold. Remember, their hands are tiny, so ones that they can hold themselves. At this point, they're not able to necessarily understand the concept of flipping the pages, because as you'll see in the video that I post, that'll come around 9-12 months. So here, you want books. So this one's Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And I think for any age, you're going to hear me say a lot with music. Music is fantastic. Music is one of the best ways to learn anything. In my kindergarten class, I'm constantly putting academics to music. Just to learn concepts, and even in older grades too, there's a lot with music, because there's something about that rhythm and the pattern that makes it easier for children to learn, and adults really too. So board books are really good books to have on your bookshelf with younger children. This book is really cute because it has vibrant pictures that you can put out. And you can point. I think it's important to point to the words as you're reading with the children. And I think also too, as infants become more mobile, so that 6 to 12 month range, don't feel offended if a baby crawls away and doesn't seem interested. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to stop reading, because they're probably still listening. So you can keep reading. And this book is short. It's Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Now it just goes up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. So it's the story, and it's the song in a story. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. And you could read it or you could sing it as well. But short, sweet, to the point, pretty colors, thick enough so if they are mouthing it, it's okay. It's not as easy to read. To rip. So these are really good books for the younger ages. These kind of books, these are plasticky ones, are really good too, because if they're mouthing them, it's okay. They can be washed, they can be wiped down. They're basic. They're not going to hurt them if they're putting them in their mouths. This is a really good one, just basic, working on colors. You can work on the colors. You can say the animal, cat, black cat. What does a cat say? Meow. Some of them make noise. Squeak, babies like noises. So that's another good one. And books like this that are soft cloth books like this too are good, because again, they're going to put things in their mouth. This can be thrown right in the laundry so they can be cleaned easily. So this one's called Hen on the Farm. So it's short. This one actually is a wordless book, so it has the pictures, and you could go through and you can say sheep. What does a sheep say? Bah. And 6 to 12, you don't necessarily expect them to answer, but you're teaching them and you're saying it for them. As the children start to get older, the 12 to 18, they can start to say it back to you. Oh, cow, what does a cow say? Moo, you say it too, moo. So those are the kind of material books that for younger ages are really easy for infants. They're durable, they're clean, easy to wipe down, the plastic, short, sweet to the point, colorful, and engaging for that age group. As you start to get that 9 to 12 month age, you may find that you want to start having a little bit more content, or even the 12 to 18, having content to the stories. So you could have books like this. This is a touch and feel book, and touch and feel books are really great even for younger infants as well. You're more interaction with those 6 to 12, 12 to 18 months that you'll get. So basic, and it has the one words on it. So piglet, pig, oink, oink. Can you feel the pig? Pig feels soft. Tractor, vroom, vroom. And you can feel them, and so on. Lamb, ba, feel the lamb. So this is an interactive book with the children too. It's still thick, it's not going to rip as easily, and it's easy to clean as well. So for the older kids as they're starting to go, these ones are really good books as well. As the children are starting to get older, as they're going more from infancy to toddlerhood, you want to be trying to make text-to-self connections. And that's one of the things that when you guys were doing on the wiki, that was one of the things that I had posted out in Module 1 about making the text-to-self connections of things that the children are interested in, or ways that children can make connections. So, at those 12 to 18-month-old, maybe that you've noticed that in the play, they're really into dinosaurs. So you're going to try to put more dinosaur books in there. If you notice you're really into trucks, you're going to have truck books in there. So trying to have those content and those theme books to get their interest is really important as they start to hit that early toddlerhood age, that 12 to 18 month age. Music, again, is always good. Here's another one of my favorites, 5 Little Monkeys, Jumping on the Bed. These books are always great. So again, it's durable and it's fun. It was bedtime, so 5 little monkeys took a bath. 5 little monkeys put on their pajamas. 5 little monkeys brushed their teeth. 5 little monkeys said good night to their mama. Then 5 little monkeys jumped on the bed, and so on. So you can have fun. And with the older kids, you can start to be like, all right, how many monkeys are left? And you can start to count them. So when they're falling off, oh no, one fell off and bumped their head, and you can keep going, and how many are left? So these are great ones as they start to get older, infancy, toddlers as well, the 19 to 30 months. 19 to 30 months too, that's when you're hitting that, almost 2 to 3 years age, 2.5. So you're going to be looking for those content books as well. And that's when, for the most part, you can start to switch over to either larger sized, board books too. This is a great one, Chicka Chicka ABC. Children are starting to be interested. Or even if, in the letters and mechanism, you don't expect them to recognize them, you'd be surprised. We've had toddlers at my work and they knew all the letters. So it's the introduction to it. So A told B and B told C, I'll meet you at the top of the coconut tree. So it's pointing it out and having fun with it. And when the children are reading on their own, these books, by the time they're hitting this age, they're able to turn the pages on their own. You may see them go front to back. You may see them holding them upside down. That's okay. It's redirecting them and just learning the stages of how to turn the page and looking at books. So as they start to hit, again, that 2.5, 3, so the older toddlers, almost preschool age, is really when you're starting to get into more text in the stories. You might be having more of the character books, such as Clifford, which many of the children probably have seen on TV. Clifford is a really big one. One of my favorite series books that I've seen that they have in our toddler rooms are the Little Critter books. The story, I Was So Mad. And those are great ones to make the text-to-self connections. When you're saying to a child, have you ever felt so mad? What makes you mad? that you can talk about the feelings and talk about things about themselves to make connection to the stories. So Clifford's a great one, and you can talk about, this particular one is just Clifford the Small Red Puppy. But there's not a lot of text on the pages. It's, only a sentence or two, or three sometimes. But there's dialogue in there, there's characters in there, and the children will really start to recognize the characters and make connections. Oh, I know him, I saw him on TV, or I saw him in another book, and they may even run over to the bookshelf and bring you over another book and making text-to-text connection as well. So that's really important. So like I said, you'll be getting into the older toddlers with, more of the plot. They're recognizing the characters. They're recognizing that things are happening in the story. Some may recognize there's a beginning, middle, and end. Probably your older toddlers or young preschoolers will recognize those. You're going to notice that there's going to be more text and more content in these books. So basically you're starting, I'm just reaching over, I know I'm like right in front of the thing, from the younger, the ones that are a little bit more durable for the younger children, and you start to, you move up, or touch feel books, start to move up. You may have some of the books, this one's called Let's Count Baby, and as they're flipping, there's the numbers. So Let's Count Baby, there's one teddy bear. You can see, where's the teddy bear? Show me the teddy bear. 2 chicks. Where are the chicks? Can you find the 2 chicks? 1, 2. And so on. So that's really good to point out and have it interactive with the children. And then you're working your way up to a little bit longer ones, having them involved with them. And these ones are really good ones that you can turn into little boards or even puppets, which are going to be talked about in a later video. So those are really good ones that you can make connections and get them involved. And then you're working your way up to introducing them how to use and be respectful of these kind of books, the paperback books that are a little bit easier to rip. So we need to be more careful of them. So with those older toddlers, that 19 to 30 month age, we're teaching them respect as well, and how to treat the books properly, and how to turn the pages so we're not ripping them. Which, as a kindergarten teacher, I think is so important, because I've had children come in and they don't know how to treat the books with respect. They flip the pages so hard that they rip them. So the earlier we can start them, the more apt that they're going to be able to treat books with respect as they get older too. So I'm one of those that teach them right from the beginning. Other kinds of books that are really good are word books. I would say those 3 to even 12-month-old ones are word books. And word books are books that just have pictures with the words in it. So, rabbit. And then you'll see a lot of these kind of books. Word books are bigger too. So there might be several pictures with words on the page. And those are usually done with themes. So you can get to the point where you're, when you're looking at the book and you say, where's the dog? And they point to the dog. So you can kind of progress with word books. So this one just has, the one word, frog, ribbit, and you can do the sounds. Tiger, can you be a tiger? And so on. And I like the ones that have different kinds of animals in there that they may have or they maybe have never seen before. So it's a chance to give some exposure, like guinea pigs. Or the fact that the cow here is called a calf. So as the children get older, you can explain that a calf is a baby cow. So introducing them to new vocabulary words is really important too. So those are some different kind of books that are appropriate, different kinds of books. And then on Blackboard, there's a list of all different books too. But I kind of wanted to do a video to show you how actual kinds of books, so you can see the thickness, the plastic, the cloth for the different age groups and see the progression. So that's that, and I want you to make sure that you print out and have as resources the list of books too, because that's a great resource for you to have for books that are appropriate for the infants and toddler age group. Thanks everybody. I hope you enjoyed this and found it to be helpful. And yeah, thanks guys.